Happy today. I am William Brown from IamWilliamBrown.com. This is Happy Today Morning Reflections. One of the questions that I ask for this time is, who woke up this morning? Who woke up this morning? Who woke up this morning? And we just reflect on things that are showing up. I use the U cards that are available at IamWilliamBrown.com. There are intention setting cards. There are journal prompts. There are also show prompts, right? Yeah. There are three types of U cards. The You Are, the I Am, and the quote card. So today I feel like pulling a U card. An I Am card. An I am complete. I am complete. I am complete. And what that means. I am complete. So let's see. There's three areas. Rebirth, adventure, and time out. That's something new for me. I have not had that before. So I think there are two cards that I haven't had before. Adventure and time out. So adventure. What is the affirmation for today on adventure? I broaden my life experience and therefore expand the growth of my soul. I broaden my life experience and therefore expand the growth of my soul. Adventure. Rebirth. The affirmation for rebirth is through personal transformation, I reach my greatest potential. Through personal transformation, I reach my greatest potential. And time out. How does time out show up for you? That's an interesting look. I haven't time out. The affirmation for time out is I take time out for myself. and rebalance my body and my life. I take time out for myself and rebalance. Yeah. Who woke up this morning? Who woke up this morning? You know, it's like I want to say and I don't want to say loss, right? um, and this is why I looked in the mirror. I don't know, have you ever looked in the mirror? Um, and I recognize something that most of the times when I look in the mirror, when I look at myself in the mirror, I look at myself in the mirror with my glasses on. And so there's a way that I see myself with my glasses on. And I I looked in the mirror without my glasses. Now, for me, when I don't have my glasses on, I can still see, but there are some areas that are just fuzzy. There's just not as clear. There's like a cloudy. Most of my seeing are, I guess, vision challenges are because I have a disease that's called I don't know. I haven't said it in so long. But it's the thinning of the cornea. So and it's really bad in one eye. The other eye is not as bad as all. So I can actually see if I close one eye. I can see very well, but it takes a while for me to focus because just how we see. We see with both of our eyes. We think most of the times we think we see with one eye, but we see with both of our eyes. Kind of fill things out. So when I looked in the mirror without my glasses on, and I hardly ever do that, I didn't recognize myself. I didn't. I had no. It was like I was looking at a different person, and it was bizarre to feel like without my glasses on, without the way that I see myself with glasses on, I didn't recognize myself. And so I yeah, I want to show you, I guess, myself without my glasses, and I really can't see you, right? I can see that I'm here, but I can't see you. So if you're there, um, but for me, there was this feeling of this totally different person. And so, how William looks, how William should show up. Is there a way that you see yourself or that you're aware of yourself that you expect? There's an expectation of you. Um, I didn't think that that was the case, but it feels like it is. There's, when I don't have my glasses on, I have to depend on other um, senses, what I hear, what I feel. It's a very, many times, during meditation, I close my eyes so I can see, right? But how can you find ways for you to see, really see, with your eyes open, not just what you're, not just what you're expecting to see, but what you see and how you see. I was very surprised that I didn't recognize myself without my glasses on. Today on One Word Conversation, the word is get. Get. Um, it it's interesting how that word is landing for me. I mean, just the energy of that word. Um, yeah, there's a number of different offers. There's a number of different things that I want to give people access to. There's a um, digital detox um, that that I invite people to have, just to see how they're um, just to be how you do that. The other happy today, I'm going to put that in this group um, and on my page under this. The happy today. It's how you look at the world. What's your relationship with happy? What is your relationship with today? Really? I think that's what it's all about, relationships. I am a month out. Um, I became aware of my Everything is Possible campaign. I don't want to say it's stalled, but um, I I haven't been putting much attention to it, um, and the reason why is because I'm in a space where mindset um, that this is hard to say, that I don't believe everything is possible. I believe some things are possible, and those are some things that I'm working on. But because I don't believe everything is possible, it's hard for me to show up for that endeavor. And so I want to regain that everything is possible. There is another thing that I am looking to do. There's a couple summits, online virtual summits that I'm working on. Maybe we'll do one at the end of May. No, I'm sorry, not end of May, end of March. Wow, I don't know what that was all about. But it's a disconnect to connect is the framework of many of the conversations that I'm having. So getting aware of what do you need to disconnect from to connect. And what are we connected to that we feel that we need to disconnect? So it's connect to connect, disconnect to connect. And there is a looking and awareness of what we are connected to that we need to disconnect. So just a connect, look at our connections so we can disconnect to connect. Wow. I don't know why that got a little confusing for me there, right? So the question is, what are we connected to so we can disconnect from that and become aware of so that we can connect? And it's not, sometimes it's not reconnect, it is connect. We're looking at the adventure, rebirth, and time out. Take time for yourself today. How that shows up. How that shows up. What does rebirth mean? Wow, that got away from me. Through personal transformation, I will reach my potential. It's rebirth. Through personal transformation, I will reach my potential. Through personal transformation, I will reach my potential. Breathe that in. There, I want to acknowledge yesterday's one word conversation because it was fun and it was actually crazy at the time for me. It was, well, one, crazy. And I label it crazy because there are so many things that I was like trying to process in real time. So for me, if I have to process a lot of things in real time, that is crazy. It's interesting that I would use that word. That's what crazy is. Huh. Interesting. Let me sit with that for a while. Crazy to me shows up as being overwhelmed with information that I cannot process. It's just crazy. Um, it is so it's crazy because I'm using that word again. That is not confusing. You would think confusing would be that. Are confusing. How confusing. Look, I'm just unpacking words. They're just coming at me now. So confusing, how confusing shows up for me is that I understand everything, but it is Um, it's like a puzzle that I can't put together. It's confusing. And I don't know if that's the same, if that's like a distant cousin of crazy. But it feels like I made a judgment about the information with crazy. Confusion is just my understanding, my kind of being able to put it together. Wow. It's interesting because I don't say that. There's a couple there's a couple things that I'm working on and not working on, and that um, I've let get away from me, um, that I need to I want to I want to move forward, and that is my story. What is the story, or my story, that is inviting to be shared right now? Um, yeah. So telling my story, there is, yeah. What I need to do. I realize my system. There's a breakdown in my system, and what I'm going to do today is I'm going to visually write down the system, my structure. Structure is the word that I'm using. Um, the Because my follow up. I had a dear friend say number of years ago. Well, I mean, I think it's in his book, but he actually said it in a presentation and everything, that on relationships, it's not follow up. Don't be concerned with the follow up. It's the follow through, and it's that follow through that um, that's the challenge. The um, the relationship, my relationship. I've said it before. And so okay, now it's coming up for me. My relationship with anything is my relationship with everything. Um, yeah, it's I I will need to close my eyes for a while. After this experiment that I'm doing right now. Um, for those of you who are just joining in, the reason why I don't have my glasses on is because I went in the mirror today, and without my glasses on, and I couldn't recognize myself, or I felt that there was a sense that I didn't know who that person was, because I was expecting to see a certain look, a certain representation of myself, and because I didn't have my glasses on, I saw something different. Um, and so my invitation for you today is, don't um, just see what you expect to see, but see, don't know what that means. Willing to work that out. But that's the invitation for me today. That's the adventure. That's the adventure for today. To reborn. To be aware of yourself. I don't know if it's see a part of yourself that you're not aware of. But when I look at my hand, I expect to see my hand. But what about my hand that it's able for me to really be aware of and really see for today? Huh. Yeah. That's the invitation. That's the adventure. Time out. Time out for yourself today. Doesn't have to be a long time out. Just take a moment. Take a moment to see yourself. See a part of yourself that you expect, but take away that expectation. And just see, with no expectation. Mm. Mm. There is some exciting things happening this week. Tomorrow on Healing Conversations, I have the author of The Art of Talking to Yourself. Um, and yeah, I don't know. It's like I'm excited and I'm not excited. I'm overwhelmed and I'm not overwhelmed. Because I want to be measured. I want to be grounded. The grounded philosopher, as I say, right? The grounded philosopher. Maybe I need a t-shirt, right? The grounded philosopher, if I show up that way. So I am complete. Take that on. I am complete. Let's look at this today. So as this day continues, it is my prayer. It is my prayer that we look for adventure. That we look for adventure in our life. Within that adventure, that we find ways to transform, to grow in our life from that adventure. And that we take a time out to appreciate and be grateful for that adventure. It's great how they work together here. Because you are complete and you have a complete life. Many times when I think of complete life, it's like the end. I am complete sentences. I've come to the end. But the more that I embrace that in my complete life, there's a lot of things that can show up. There's a lot of things that can show up. And I embrace it. So it's inviting you to get it. That is the word for the day. Get on One Word Conversations. So, as I acknowledge the fears and disappointments of my past and embrace the anxiety and the hopes of my future, it is my prayer. It is my prayer that I become aware of this moment, that I become present to this moment, that I become grateful in this moment, that I am happy in this moment, so I can have a happy today. The reason why I don't have my glasses on is because I want you and myself to see what we see without expectation. Without expectation. Just see what you see. Embrace that adventure. Allow yourself to be reborn and take time to appreciate it. I'll see you at 11 a.m. on One Word Conversation, where the word is get. Happy a day, my friends.